Yeah.
Howard Marbury. I am a firearms instructor. I work in Ocala, Florida. I run a company called HWM Training. I'm a Range Master Certified Master Pistol Instructor and an NRA Certified Instructor. I'm also an attorney. I was a prosecutor for a while, and I was an attorney for the Homeland Security. And I met Brian at a Range Master Advanced Pistol Instructor class. And since then, he's been one of my mentors, and I've been learning from him since that day. I started as a prosecutor. I was working for Janet Reno in Dade County. And subsequent to that, I went to Homeland Security. At that time, it was the Department of Justice. It turned into Homeland Security after 9/11. And I worked there until I retired. And when I retired, I wanted to start doing something that was my passion. Instruction. I was a teacher also. I was a professor at Miami-Dade College. So I wanted to continue teaching, and I had a passion for firearms. And I just put those two things together and started my journey with Nathan Good as my training counselor for the NRA, and then I went to Range Master, and then I met just a ton of other phenomenal instructors, including Brian. I am a gateway pistol instructor. I think that the focus should be on the newer people to this. So I enjoy teaching the fundamentals of pistols and the law, the constitutional use of force. I think that's where we have a lot of problems in the Second Amendment. And I'm also particularly fond of training those that are new to the Second Amendment. Minorities and women are coming in droves. And I think that they need good teachers to support them and support the Second Amendment. I think that's the future of our constitutional right. Gateway instruction is people who are brand new to the pistol. Akil Kadir and Tiffany Johnson from Citizen Safety Academy, also part of the Range Master staff, introduced me to that term and the importance of us as a Second Amendment, a group of professionals, to have our best and brightest teaching the newest. All too often, the newest students that come into the game of trying to learn how to shoot and trying to learn what it means to exercise your Second Amendment right don't have access to the best instructors. And what Tiffany and Akil have brought to this table is they say, listen, you have to be the best instructor to teach these new people, because this is the first time they get to see what this is like. And they need to have someone, it may be the only time that they get formal instruction on a firearm. And what you teach them that day may be what could potentially save their life. That's how serious it is. So we have to have people who are dedicated and serious introducing this subject matter to them. And I think that that is the mission for me, to bring this to people in a wider form and to be that instructor for them. And I continue to strive and learn to be the best instructor I can for those gateway students. I started out as a volunteer because anytime I can be close to Brian and Shelley, I'm learning, and I love learning. And I just love the philosophy behind the Mingle. And so I started as a volunteer for a couple of years, and this year I was asked to coach the HK shoot. And I've enjoyed that immensely, and they've asked me to do it next year. And I plan on continuing to be a part of this phenomenal mission that they have, of bringing together these powerful women in the firearms industry that are just taking this information that they get here and bringing it to everybody else. And I think that's awesome. So I can see the Mingle just getting bigger and bigger because of the impact of women in our industry, and us just growing along with it. And I'm just glad to be a part of it. I've seen it grow. We've seen people who come from the industry who have not had much experience with firearms. And now we're seeing people that are just beginning instructors that are networking, gaining skills, learning what they need to do in order to teach those that we're looking to bring with us into the future. So it's excellent the way it's grown. I've seen different ethnicities, different folks coming that haven't been here in years past. So I just love the trajectory of what the Mingle is doing. Oh my God. You get to network with some of the best people I've ever met. HK is a sponsor. I mean, you get to meet some of the best instructors in the game. This year we had Lee Weems doing his trigger press management. We had Brian, we have Neil from ASP. We've had Stephanie in the past. We've had Claude Werner, the tactical professor. If you don't know who Claude is, please go online and look up who Claude is. The wealth of the people that they can bring to the table in terms of just instruction and what they do for you here is one thing. And then there's image-based decision drills. There's the networking with the people that are here. We have Robin from A Girl and a Gun. We've got the Well-Armed Woman represented this year. We have the ASP cohort here. It's just a wonderful time to be able to get together, share, and learn what we are all trying to do in this field. Oh, family is what comes to mind. Brian is perhaps one of the best instructors I've ever had the opportunity to train with. He's one of the best coaches that I think I've ever been with. And learning from him is just, you know, you're always at the bottom of the mountain, Dunning-Kruger. When you come to Brian, you think you're good at something, and then you come to Brian and you'll see that you're right back at the bottom and need to learn a bunch of stuff. And Shelly is about the most phenomenal person in terms of organization and joy and just purpose. If you're around her, you can't help but feel the electricity coming off of her and the love coming off of her for this and everybody she's around. And it's just a pleasure to be here and be a part of it, right? When you come to the Mingle, you become part of this family. And Shelly is the head of that, right? Shelly's going to make you feel at home. And that's wonderful. That's what I think she brings. Everybody who comes here wants to come back. And I think that speaks to the quality and the character of Brian and Shelly Hill.